Let us know when you go live. We live. Hello, y'all. All praise to the Most High and His Son Yahushua. Got a battle axe of the Most High come to you on the Wednesday class to get edified in the Most High's name. The name of the class is called Kingdom Will Come by Obedience. See, a lot of times we get in this day of time how the media is blowing different stuff up about a virus and all this stuff, man. People going really every time you cut on TV is about a virus. Schools closing, different stuff gonna happen. All of this was part of the stuff that the Most High said He was gonna do anyway. We don't need to get get riled up, but we should always prepare for the worst anyway. Thing is, He gave all of us He gave us an option. The reason why this world is getting flipped upside down is because the Most High children was out of order. So He has, when we went into captivity, now He got to flip it upside down to give His children back right, so we can get the rightful rulership as He commanded us that He gave us from the beginning. We're gonna go to some couple precepts that pretty much we read all the time, but we're gonna go through them and we're gonna try to get edified in the name of the Lord today. Go to Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8, because we can't lose sight of what we in. Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. I know all y'all should have this highlighted in your Bible. Read that out.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
The Bible said we are yet this day in our captivity. So when you seeing all these pestilence come around, all these diseases, all these plagues, all of this stuff, this was part of the captivity the Lord said He's gonna put on us. The Lord said, we said, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Read.
Where thou hast scattered us.
Because y'all know we were scattered among all the nations, man. According to James chapter 1 and verse 1. Read on.
For a reproach and a curse.
Because the Lord didn't send our forefathers over here to America and to all the rest of these lands that He scattered us to. He never sent us over there to take on to their custom. The only thing He sent us over here to is to repent and to come back to Him. Just like a father, if a father set his child in time out, you're not setting your child in time out for your child to keep rebelling. You set your children in time out because you want your children to do better. And if you got to whoop their butt, guess what? You're not whooping their butt to go back and do the same thing. You whooping their butt for them to do better. Read up.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
He said for a reproach and for a curse. That's why He scattered us, because that's how you take hold of a nation, divide and conquer. If we was all together in one, say if all the Israelites woke up right now, it'd be hard to take us out. He has to scatter us abroad. That's how you defeat any nation. You can take any nation right now and scatter them. Take away their system, take away their laws, take away their culture, take away their heritage away from them, and they will be just as lost as every one of us is in Israel. Read on up.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
It said, according to all the iniquities of our forefathers. So we paying for what our forefathers done. Read on up.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
See, and that's how we got into the situation that we in right now. That's why when you cut on TV, you see coronavirus, the COVID something 1917, whatever that mug called. That's why you see all this stuff on the news. Matter of fact, we're going to the curses right now. Deuteronomy chapter 28.
That said to be subject to payments. That's why we barely have enough money to make our bills. You get your check in the form of a paycheck, and hey, you got to give it to some Edomite or some other nation. You know, barely keeping our nose right above water, because these are just above, just barely making enough.
We go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
Now this is what Moses was giving the children of Israel that the Lord commanded him to tell us. and we agreed together that we was gonna do this. Now, this right here is concerning the blessings that he said he was gonna give us right here. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. Well, when you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28 through 13, it tells you about the blessings that all he'll give you. But once you start from 14, you start reading on down, and now it goes into the curses when you don't obey the Father, which is in heaven. We don't know.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Now, he said if we did all the commandments that he commanded us this day, that's the reason why they're set up perfectly. Because when you say this day, tomorrow when I wake up, I can say this day. The next day when I wake up, I can say this day. Now, even in these last days, we can say this day. Read up.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
But see, the thing is, you look at our nation, you can tell we're not on high above our nation. Reason being? Because we didn't listen. Read verse 2.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
Now, if we would have just listened to our God, man, it said all these blessings shall come upon us and overtake us. Man, that's something that you can't even stop the blessing from coming. If we would just listen to our God, we wouldn't stop we couldn't stop the blessing from coming.
Go ahead.
No, like the scripture said, you see, just like if something was to happen, you'd be like, man, dang, that was a blessing. Then next thing you walk around the corner, another blessing happen. You go in the store, another blessing happen. You go to the house, another blessing. You can't. The blessing gonna come upon you and overtake you. That means we're gonna be fully spoiled if we to listen to our God. Go ahead, Doc.
Let me see what brother is thinking. When did the blessings overtake us? What time period? Or who got the blessings? Let me see what brother is thinking. Brother Nathan, you know?
During the what was called the Dark Ages.
Just think about it. Who's the most richest, most wisest king? King
Solomon.
I gave it to you too.
Yeah.
That's when the blessings overtook them, because guess what? King Solomon had peace for 40 years. When you read in his provisions, boy, those blessings overtook him, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Riches, 1,300 chariots, 700 wives, 300 concubines, all these different type of kingdoms, rulership over the planet Earth. That's when the blessings overtook us.
Matter of fact, let's go get there. 1 Kings chapter 5 and verse 4 right quick. We're gonna show you how man, this is one of the biggest blessings that we as a nation should want, man. 1 Kings chapter 5 and verse 4 right quick. A little sidebar. Like I'm going to, because that's exactly right. Read it up.
1 Kings 5 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Lord my God has given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurring.
Now, for 40 years, you got neither adversary nor evil occurrence. Nothing evil, no adversary. Imagine your life. You got nothing to worry about for 40 years.
King Solomon and the nation of Israel was living their best life.
Living their best life.
Living it up.
They weren't going back and forth with nobody. But that's true. That's how King said. Just imagine we had a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look here. I guarantee you, 90% of people in here, you're gonna be worried about your phone bill. You gotta worry about your car. You finna worry about something. Then I gotta get some friends on something, man. Hey, man, you're gonna be worried about something. I don't care something. You're gonna be worried about something. But imagine 40 years, you ain't worried about nothing. That's a piece. Imagine one day you ain't worried about absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
That's a beautiful thing.
Let me read it right quick. We're gonna jump up to chapter 4, verse 20. I'm gonna get back to Captain Jeremiah. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse 20. It says, Judah and Israel were many, as the sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms, from the river unto the land of the Philistines, and unto the border of Egypt. They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life. So we had all that from Israel, because what we see today as Israel is not Israel. We go by the map that the Bible gives us. So King Solomon reigned over Israel all the way to the border of Egypt. All of that, all of those people had to pay tribute unto the Israelites. They'll let you know if you in captivity or not is when the nations pay you taxes. Since we paying taxes, they'll let us know that we in captivity. Go ahead, Al.
Ton on that, man. And see, those things that we gonna go back to, Lord willing, if we do make the kingdom.
That's right.
Because just because we woke up in this truth don't mean that we got a pass to do what we want to do. Just because we know who we are and we Israel, it's requirements for that. You got to live as an Israelite. You got to move around as an Israelite. You got to be thinking as an Israelite. Because we know in the last day we got to walk by faith, man, and not by sight. Because it's so many different. That's why the Lord said, many shall come in my name. Because it's going to be so many deceptions to try to get us away from our God. And this is what is the whole plan for it to be, is to take us away from our God. Jump down to verse, go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Now, these is all the curses, man. Now, if you look at Deuteronomy 28, from 28 through 1 through, from chapter 28, verse 1 through 13 is the blessing. It's small, but it carries a whole lot of power. But the curses go from 15 all the way to 68. Now, I'd rather choose a smaller part that we have to do than do all of this that was going to come upon us. Read that out.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It said, it shall come to pass if we didn't listen to our God. Read on.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now he said all these curses gonna come upon us, just like the opposite thing that he said about the blessings. He said all these curses gonna come upon us and overtake us, man. Sometimes we get confused and get complacent just because we can ride around in our car, just because we get a little money and the Lord allows us to spend our money, and just because we can move around freely in this country, we get complacent to think that we're not in captivity. We go to our jobs, we back and forth in our household, we in and out of different places, man. We can move freely here, man. We get so complacent not to think that we're in captivity. When we're not in rulership, we're in captivity. When one of us in captivity, we all in captivity, man. This is not our place of rest. The Lord never sent us over here. Even when the Northern Kingdom came over here before, he didn't send them over here to have a party, man, to do what they wanted to do, but they chose to do what they wanted to do. Then he sent us over here and we did the same. Still over here. Look, we the product of our environment, man. We forgot who our God was. And that's why it said all these curses gonna come upon us and overtake us. Read on up.
Cursed shall not be in the city.
The Bible said we're gonna be cursed in the city. Every city you go to, no matter worldwide, you see Israelites in the slums, in the ghettos, in the barrios. We there. We don't.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
We cursed in all the fields. This is what we tell our people. This right here, this homes in our people to tell them who the children of Israel is. Now, when you look at those fake Jews over there, they don't go through all this right here. They own diamond districts. They control all the money. When you see the Fortune 500 companies, they name are not on the list because they're above the list. That's why you don't never see their names on that thing. Because they control everything. They control the media, they control the food, they control all the sources, and they control the news, man. The easiest get through a person's mind is through his eyes. When a person can see something, oh man, you can pretty much get them because they see it. That's why this is the season of faith, man. We got to be obedient to our God so we can maybe see the sign. Jump down to verse 45.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. All these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee.
Because that's what the curses did, man. They pursue us, man. They hunt our steps in our own home. They hunt our steps in the streets. Any wrong move, guess what, man? We can be subject to be put to death at any time, man.
So when we see injustice amongst our people, guess what? It go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. This verse particular, 45. It go back to these things because I know a lot of times people's spirit get flexed when they see us going through police brutality or seeing us getting shot down by the police. A lot of times they asking why, or when is it gonna stop? We tell brothers and sisters it's gonna stop when you start keeping the commandments. They looking for some deep explanation, but there's nothing deep to it. It's just keeping the commandments. Go ahead, Doc.
That's it. And that's what our mindset will have to always get to that. We got to always know that we in captivity. And we being in captivity, this what when you see something hit the news, guess what you should do? And you like, dang man, why they doing it? Read the curses. Because the curses identify with everything that's going on in this world. Because everything going in the world pertains up because the Lord said we are the salt of this earth, man. So anything or any move that they make, whether it be a war or whether they get shortage of food, tissue, water, they doing all of this for a strategic plan against us. It ain't against no other nation but us to control the masses. When they talk about the masses, it's the blacks, Hispanics, it's a Native American Indian. We are the masses, man. That's why the Lord said we are. That's why we like the sand of the sea cannot be measured on numbers because we so massive. That's to control our mind state. Read on up.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Till we be destroyed, man. Read on.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is all the curses that we did. We didn't listen to our God, man. Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
Jump down to verse 60.
Verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt.
He said he's gonna. This is part of the curses that we're going to. He said he's gonna bring all the diseases out of Egypt. Watch this. Read on.
Which thou was afraid of. And they shall cleave unto thee.
Now all the disease that we was afraid of in Egypt, that's gonna cleave to us. That's why you see our people going through and having all these diseases that was on them. Read on up.
Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law.
Now, so when you seeing people getting coronaviruses and you seeing Jakes get it, when they not following these laws, all the sicknesses and stuff that's not written in this Bible, that's what man-made diseases, that's where you get it. Every time you see something, you want to identify with it, it's in this Bible, man. You just got to know where to go get it at.
Jump up to verse 59.
Verse 59, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues.
Even what?
Even great plagues.
Read on up.
And of long countenance.
Of long continuance. Read that again up.
And of long continuance.
And of long continuance. We don't know how long they're going to be having this thing. It's in the scriptures right here. A lot of times we have to learn how to pull these things out and relate it up to today. Go ahead, up.
Jump back down to verse 61.
Verse 61. Also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
So guess what, man? It's always already written in the Bible, man. 2/3 of our people, according to Zechariah chapter 13, 2/3 of our people is not gonna make it to the kingdom. So guess what? You might see 2/3 of our people can end up getting this plague, the ones that's not following these laws, statutes, and commandments. We had to get our mindset, man. That's why obedience is the way. What took away the sacrificial law? Obedience. What's gonna make it to? What's gonna get us to make it to the kingdom? Obedience. Go to 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. We got to be obedient to our God, man. That's the only way we're gonna get up out of our condition. We got to be obedient to our God. When you get there, I'll read it.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Because the Lord said, man, to obey is better than sacrifice. Y'all know, according to Leviticus chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6, when they were going into all those sin offerings, peace offerings, burnt offerings, when it goes into the breakdown of all them different offerings, it's because of different stuff that we did to transgress the law, and we had to atone for them sin by bringing animal sacrifices to the Levite. But When Christ hit the scene, he was why he walked the earth perfectly. So we don't have to have those atonements from the high priest to go kill a ram, then take it to the high priest, and then he atoned for the sin. We ain't got to do that no more. That's why Christ walked the earth perfectly, because he was the ultimate lamb, man. He was the ultimate sacrifice to take away from it, but he gave us grace. The reason why people get away with the sins that they do, because they are up under grace. Grace saves a lot of people for a short period of time. But after grace runs out, then we'll find out who really be keeping the commandments. Because grace is measured. And we got to always have our mindset. The Lord himself said obedience is better than sacrifice. Man, it's this written all over. Matter of fact, let's go get it. Let's go get it again. Go to Isaiah chapter 1 and 11. Let's go get it again. Precept upon precept.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifice unto me?
Mm-hmm.
Said the Lord. I am full of the burnt offerings of rams.
Because the Lord said he's full of those burnt offerings. All the animals and stuff that we done killed. The Lord said, I'm full of this, man. I done had it. Y'all done killed enough of them mugs, man. He just want obedience, man. That's just like a father talking to his son. Look, man, I'm tired of whooping your butt, man. Man, I'm tired of whooping you, man. Man, look here. You come home, I put stripes on you. You leave the streets and come home, I still put stripes on you, man. How many stripes you need, man, for you to listen? We don't.
Said the Lord, I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats.
Because the Lord said, he full of that, man. So what more do we need? He tired of us going to kill these goats and animals. And he want us to obey, man. He want us to obey him. He full of these lambs and goats. He full of these rams. He don't need that no more, man. He need obedience.
And it's a good thing, even like how I going into, because the Bible tells us on how to deal with a rebel son, man. But all praise to the Most High, we ain't in our kingdom and we ain't in rulership. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18. Because it shows us, just to sidebar a little bit and get back to Captain Jeroboam. Because it showed us, because, you know, we got a lot of rebel sons, we got a lot of hard-headed daughters. This is how we dealt with them when we was in our homeland. Read that, Officer Yara.
Deuteronomy 21 and 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son,
A hard-headed and stubborn and rebellious son or daughter, read on,
which will not obey the voice of his father,
you don't want to listen to your parents, read on,
or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him,
when they done whooped his butt, just like Captain Jeroboam sent over and over again, chastising him, read on,
will not hearken unto them,
he still don't want to listen, read on up.
then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him,
So then they done laid hold on him, read on up,
and bring him out unto the elders of his city,
so they taking him now to the elders of the city, read on up,
and unto the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of his city,
read on,
this our son is stubborn and rebellious,
hard-headed and don't want to listen, read on up,
he will not obey our voice,
he don't want to listen to nothing we tell him to do, don't want to clean his room, want to eat up all the snacks, just take over everything, read on up,
he is a glutton,
he is a what?
a glutton,
Eat up everything, read on,
and a drunkard,
and a drunkard, read on up,
and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones,
shall do what?
and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
Now I know a lot of times that may sound harsh, man, but let's see why God instituted this. Read on.
That he died.
That he what?
That he died.
Read on up.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
The point is so Israel shall hear and fear, because what you think that daughter or that other son in the next house sent? It got stoned to death for not listen to his mama, but that put fear in there to guess what? Obey their parents. So even when we was in our homeland, but this wasn't no games to be played, boy. I know you had some children that was in order. A lot of children that was in order back then. Some of them was disobedient because that's why we had these laws. Go ahead,
Go
Speak on something.
ahead,
On that, when he was talking about the Most High, when he was tired, he was full of our sacrifices, and that's the reason that Yahweh had to come, because we ain't had nothing else to sacrifice. He taught all that. We ain't doing no more sinning, saving cows for later. You know, I got a couple. I'm gonna keep these over here, because I'm gonna run to the whole house and come back. I'm gonna throw these up there. Give me Hebrews 10:1. And then you got these other what's that?
Go ahead. Yeah, we laughing at you.
I don't know why. Hey, I do the same thing to me.
Go ahead.
Give me Hebrews 10:1.
That's what we doing.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 1. For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices.
See, the law having a shadow of good things to come. Because the law that we had before, we was under the law of making sacrifices for our sin. It's just the shadow of what was going to be coming, which was an ultimate sacrifice. Go ahead.
Which they offered year by year continually.
Because we did these things year by year, continually. Go ahead.
Make the comers thereunto perfect. For then would they not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshipers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sin.
So when we were doing that, we were supposed to have been done with the sin, but no, we wasn't doing that. We go and make them sacrifice and go and get booted up, suited up, hit the club tomorrow. Go ahead.
But in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sin every year.
They remember every year. Go ahead.
For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sin.
The bloods and the ghosts was no longer taking away sins. Like I said, I don't even know what that other brothers that's Old Testament only gonna cover up their sin, how their sins covered up. I was covered up because of the blood of Yahweh. Otherwise, they gonna go up there with just butt naked, exposed, and try to get something from the Most High. But that's all we need on that. I just wanted to show y'all on that.
Get some on there.
You can go down. I didn't want to
Get some. I'm gonna say you touch. You gotta get the whole thing.
I want to go to 10. I'm gonna go ahead. Keep reading that.
Verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
The body he had prepared, Yahweh. That body was prepared, just like they prepared the lamb, just like everything when they had sin. They just didn't bring anything. You had to prepare that to be a sacrifice. Same thing, Yahweh had to be prepared, had to go through all the stuff that he had to go through for us to even be able to even think about going to the kingdom. Go ahead.
In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure.
No, he ain't had no pleasure from that other stuff. Go ahead.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
That when you was talking about me in the Old Testament in Genesis, I mean Leviticus and all that stuff, the same thing. This the same thing that's going over here through Paul's writing. Same thing. But you got to know that in order to know what they're talking about right here. But they'll jump right there, though. Go ahead.
It is written of me to do thy will, O God.
Hold up. To do God's will, not his own will. Because a lot of people, and we have brothers that been coming on the thing, they've been scoffing tough, man. Guess what? Yahweh did God's will, not his own will, man. Go ahead.
And that's the same thing. The sacrifice wasn't the will of man. That was the will of the Most High. Told him, this is the only way we can have a relationship, by you sacrifice. And the same thing that the Most High said we're here with Yahweh. The lamb the lamb didn't come and do the lamb's will. Lamb came to be a sacrifice, just like Yahweh came to be a sacrifice. The will of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Above, when he said, sacrifice and offering, and burnt offerings, and offering for sin, thou wouldest not. Neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law.
Go ahead.
Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O God.
Say it again. Go ahead.
Taketh away the first.
He take away the first, the old way we used to do it, because he full. Y'all still ain't doing nothing but killing animals, and then going to sin. Go ahead.
That he may establish the second. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahweh once for all.
And once and for all. That's where that's coming from when it's talking about that. Now, he became the ultimate sacrifice. And that's the sacrifice that we are under now. Now, that's the only way we get the grace that he was talking about. Because of this new otherwise, who got some bulls? Who got a goat?
Like we always say, who got some turtle doves?
All
I
that.
ain't never even seen a turtle dove before.
And I've been took him the wrong bird like a motherfucker. Man, I've been took that mother. That's a mockingbird. I said turtle dove. For real.
But see, that's the thing. We don't do the sacrifices of that anymore. But the obedience part is what the Lord is looking for out of us. It's not the sacrificial part anymore. But that is a cut to the Old Testament.
Yeah, man.
It definitely is.
I said, what
You
y'all
can't get around it.
And then they're gonna go face the Most High, and with no sins covered. They're gonna be like, man, everything they do is gonna be on that checklist. But the Yahweh came, he said, you turn now, repent, and turn from your wicked ways, and go back to these law, statutes, and commandments. Now when that book is open, guess what? You not all that stuff you done, that's gone. There's gonna be, oh boy, it's gonna be a novel.
That's it. Let's go to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 20. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at verse 19. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 19.
And I ain't mean to take up that much time.
Go ahead. You good,
Shit. It's for the edifying.
Yes, it is.
Because a lot of times, even when Ak is bringing out these classes, sometimes we may jump on subjects, but even when you read your Bible, you'll know what that subject matter is going into.
Come
A
on,
lot of times when you have it highlighted.
That's the reason why when he said Hebrew 10, I said, you got to read all this.
Yeah.
Ain't no else around it. You got to read all of it just to get the whole context so people can understand. Read it up.
Revelation 3 and 19.
Uh-huh.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous therefore and repent.
Because the Lord said, as many as he loved, he gonna rebuke us. Man, them brothers did me wrong, man. Guess what, man? We as Israelites, as battle axes, as children of the Most High, look, if a brother or sister sin and we bring the correction through the Bible, that's just what it is, man. That's love from God.
That's right.
That's to save not just your life, our life, all of our life. Correction is set up. This Bible is set up to save our life, but it's also set up to punish the wicked. So we cannot get complacent. Even Christ himself called Peter, the head apostle. He told him, get behind these, Satan. He called Peter Satan. But Peter wasn't the Satan, but the spirit that was in Peter. When he rejected what Christ was saying, Christ called it Satan because that was the spirit that the brother was dealing in at the time. We can't get complacent because we get so much and we think about ourselves in this walk and not to think about the spirit that we deal with in ourselves. Because I don't care who you are in this walk, you have a wicked spirit sometimes that comes over you. And if praying and fasting ain't the head of your life, praying and fasting ain't the thing you doing, those wicked spirit will continue to keep manifesting. They will continue to keep growing if you don't do something about it.
The thing is, sometimes people got more than one wicked spirit.
Come on.
It could be a lot of wicked spirits in many that dwell in you and stay there.
Legion.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Go ahead.
Read verse 20.
Verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock.
Because Yahweh Shai is always standing at the door. When all of us woke up to this truth to find out who we were, he stood at the door and he knocked because you wasn't called. And you didn't wake yourself up. He woke you up. He was standing at your door looking like, dang, that's my son, man. That's my brother, man. I need to get him, man. Hey, Father, it's okay. Yeah, man, go get him. We was called from the beginning, man. Read on now.
Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door.
Is any man, when he tell us, come on, man, keep these law, statutes, and commandments. And he said, and open the door, read on now.
I will come into him
and
will sup with him. And he with me.
And we gonna commune with your house shot, man. That's, man, look here. I don't know who else I would rather commune with, man, than to commune with your house shot, man. And he loving on us, man. That's pure love, man. And just because sometimes rebuke goes on or sometimes chastening goes on, I'd rather for anyone y'all brothers in here, sisters in here to chastise me than the Most High to chastise me.
And then the baffling part is the most brothers and did was talk to brothers. We ain't lay hands on you. We ain't put stripes on your back. We had a conversation with you, and next thing you know, brothers, boom, they said something to me. It's good. I could have sworn it was Leviticus 19 and 17 and 18 we were supposed to do.
Or Matthew's 18.
Matthew 18 and 15. And that show you if you can't take somebody having a conversation with you about something that's not right, then you still in a carnal and a worldly mind state. Because we trying to get past that different stuff to where we can talk to each other about anything.
And then that's the man. Look here, the group of brothers in here that we got, man. I'm telling you, all praise to the Most High, man. I thank the Lord for y'all brothers, man. The Lord knows I do. I pray for everybody in here every night, man. I pray strong for y'all because it's no better group, man. Look, man, the Lord could ever I feel like to put me around, or sisters that I could ever be around.
That's right.
Because man, I feel like I can call these brothers, talk to these brothers, man. But I know some of these brothers probably get tired of me, man. I blow their phone up, man.
Yeah, he's gonna talk to you.
And I talk to the bros, man, because you know what, man? It's not enough of us in Israel trying to make sure we still in this walk together.
That's right. That's right.
Because we should look at it, bro, like, dang, man. You know what, man? Brother, you doing all right? Yeah, man. You know, I'm out here, man, trying to do this. Man, I'm doing a little reading, man, trying to keep these commandments. Boy, in my mindset, I be like, all praise. Because we should be if there's a people that you looking around, man, I want to see my brew here in the kingdom, man. All my brews and sisters, man, in the kingdom. All these people that you see that's in this walk, man, I expect, if the Lord bless me to make it there, I expect to see all y'all there, man. From the youngest to the oldest, I expect to see everybody there. But we're going to have to obey him and to honor his word and to do as he say to do. That's why he said, he said he's standing at the door all the time and he's knocking at the door. Because you got an option. Life and good, death and evil. You always got an option. According to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15 through 19, he gave us options. He always gave us options. But some brothers get puffed up in his walk. Luke 6 and 46.
Hello, read verse 21 of Revelation.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go back. Go ahead.
Oh,
no. Go ahead. It's cool.
Read that out.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant.
Hello, read that again.
To him that overcometh.
To him or she that overcome what? Overcome their sins.
Read on out. Will I grant to sit with me in my throne.
So guess what? Christ is going to have a throne. Read on up.
Even as I also overcame.
Even as Christ also overcame. Because guess what? Christ came as a man. He had some things he had to overcome too and did it perfectly. So he gave us the example that guess what? We can keep the commandments perfectly, man. Read on.
And am set down with my Father in his throne.
And guess what? He sat down with his Father in his throne. Showing you two different people, Christ and the Most High. Go ahead,
You see, and that's the whole thing too. And let you know Christ and the Most High are two different people. Two different. He said, I sit down. He telling basically, I sat down with my daddy. And you can come up here and sit right here on the other side of us too. But you're gonna have to keep these commandments. That's the only way you're gonna do it. We'll go to Luke 6 and 46 right quick. See, because a lot of time people looking at Christ, and a lot of time people have, and I'm just being honest with you, in this last day, there's a lot of people got a problem with Christ. A lot of people got a problem with who he is. And us in this walk, you be like, man, why somebody would have a problem with Christ? There's a lot of people got a problem with Christ, man. There's a lot of people don't think, when them Old Testament Israelites, they got a problem with Christ. Even the couple brothers that we had with them, man, we love them brothers, man. Good, diligent brothers. They used to be some good, diligent brothers, man. Get caught up in some foolishness, and now all of a sudden, Christ can't reign over them no more.
Get caught up in foolishness, don't want to take correction. Now Christ can't rule over.
Come on it.
A lot of times, brothers dealing in sin, when a brother or sister dealing in sin, when they don't want to take the correction, they scatter. The wicked what? Flee. Man. They fleeing. They skedaddling, boy.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Read that out.
Luke 6 and 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say.
Because the Lord said, why are you calling on me and you don't do what I tell you to do? I just like a father talk. I always break it down to that every time. Father talking to his child. Your child studied. He had that tan in the living room up. You told him stop jumping around all over the couch. Now all of a sudden, oh, I'm hungry. What you calling me for? What you want? For real, what do you want? I told you to set your butt down, but here it is. You want to do whatever you want to do. Continue to keep doing it, and you're gonna continue to keep being hungry too. I can't do nothing for you. That's just being real. That's how our Father treats us. When we don't listen, yeah, you're gonna starve out. You're gonna continue to keep being hungry. You want to jump all on the furniture and then do what you want to do. Hey, that's just what it is, man. Go to Matthew chapter 17, verse 1, right quick. Let me show you something about how our King, how the Most High feel about our King, man. Matthew chapter 17 and verse 1. This is how the Most High feel about his son, man. He was obedient. He taught us the perfect way on how to be obedient to the Father, man. He taught us how to be obedient to the Father, man. That was a beautiful thing, man. Read that out.
Matthew 17 and 1. And after 6 days, Yahweh taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into an high mountain apart.
Now, this is Yahweh taking some of the disciples, man, up there, and he finna show them something. Because he was telling them about the glory and all the stuff that was to come. But he finna show these pretty much his road dogs. These are people he rolled with.
Guess what? This is order right here.
Mm-hmm.
Christ set the order. Peter, James, and John. Those were the head apostles. So guess what? It's got to be structure even during the time of Christ. So when brothers don't like that, once again, don't like order, don't like structure, brothers is dealing with some stuff, man. Guess what? You rejecting the Bible. You ain't rejecting us. Go ahead, Doc.
Coming on it. And like I say, this was what Christ was rolling with. And he finna show them something, and he finna show them the glory of himself, but he's gonna also show the glory of his Father, because his Father had to intervene. Read this up.
Verse 2. And was transfigured before them.
And he transfigured it before them, man. He's showing the people, he's showing his bruise, he's showing his bruise, man, his glory. Read on.
And his face did shine as the sun,
and
his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with them.
Now, as they was talking, they seen Yahushua transform. They seen Moses and Elijah pop up. They're like, dang, that's Moses and Elijah. But y'all, I'm gonna tell you something that y'all didn't catch. How did they know who Moses and Elias was? You see that? They knew who Moses and Elias was, man. Yahushua, when he transformed and he showed himself his glory, he also showed them their glory too. But even though he showed them their glory, it's still a difference in between him and them. We can't get it confused. That's why he transformed to show his glory, but he showed them their glory too. Read on out.
Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushua, Lord, it is good for us to be here.
No, read that again.
Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushua, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah.
Now he telling them, okay then, Lord, man, we need to make 3 tabernacles, man. You know, I know you showed us your glory, and then you showed us their glory. Shoot, I mean, I need to make all 3 of y'all tabernacle. But they not knowing that Yahushua was the son of the Most High, man. He was the King of Kings, man. They not knowing this though. Read this.
Verse 5. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed him. And behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
What did Yahweh say?
This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
He said, man, look here. He looking at Peter and James and John. He's like, man, look, no, make no 3 tabernacles. He said, that's my son. Yahushua is my son. He said, hear ye him.
What that mean, Brother Steph?
Do the commandments?
Even when you breaking it down, you want to use the words in the scripture. Hear ye him. So he's trying to compare Moses, Elijah, and Christ. But what did the Most High intervene and do? He stepped in and was like, no, Christ is the head man. Listen to Christ. That's exactly what they said. Hear ye him. No, he's the head Israelite in charge.
So don't get it twisted.
You cannot equate Elijah and Moses and put them all on the same level as Christ. Christ is on a whole nother level, man. Whole nother level.
And that's it. Go ahead, up.
You probably going to say this.
No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, and that's what brothers get it twisted at. They can't comprehend that. You'll give all the glory to anybody, and Christ said it. You'll give glory to somebody that's getting glory of man.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna give me my glory. Don't worry about it. I get it from the Father, because these dudes don't get it. They intelligence level ain't be long enough to understand this situation, that the Most High has a chosen son. We all want to say we sons and daughters of the Most High, but then when it comes to Christ, brothers want to try to downplay him.
Mm-hmm.
That's their own destruction, man.
That's it.
Because you're not believing what the scriptures say. You want to believe what Moses say. You want to believe what Elijah say, but you don't want to believe what Christ say. What Christ say? Had you believed Moses, you would believe me.
That's right.
But they don't believe Moses. They don't believe Elijah. They don't believe Zechariah. They don't believe this Bible, man.
That's right.
And see, that's what a lot of people they get caught up in. They get caught up in their own self. They really do. A lot of people, when they read this Bible, the person that they have a problem with is Christ. They ain't got a problem with no other person but Christ. So, but when you got a problem with Christ, you know you got a problem with his Father. Because what person gonna come over and come in here and bring a gun against one of your children ready to kill them, and you ain't got a problem with them? Come on, man. It got to be some holes or something in your cup or something, man. Maybe your water spilling out the other side of it or something. I don't know.
And you got a problem with him. You got a problem with the Father, and you got a problem with his brothers.
That's right.
Because I'm gonna stand up for Yahushua.
Right?
So you got a problem with Yahushua, and you got a problem with me, and you got a problem with my brothers too.
Matter of fact, hold y'all precept. Go to John chapter 3 and verse 36. And see what the Most High say about this, man. See, because that's the reason why people, when they dealing with a whole bunch of different stuff, they dealing with stuff because they don't obey what God say. Christ telling you what God say. I don't understand. When you go against Christ, you're going against the word of God. John chapter 3 and verse 36.
The book of John, chapter 3, verse 36.
Jump up to verse 35.
Verse 35. The Father loveth the Son, and hath given all things into his hand.
The Lord said, I give all things into his hand. He got power. He got power to do whatever the Lord pleases for him to do, man. Read.
He that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life,
Mm-hmm.
and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life,
They ain't gonna make it to the kingdom, man. Read.
but the wrath of God abideth on him.
And that's what you see, because you see those same people. Guess what? These are some of the most irrational people. They are some of the most belligerent people. Man, when you talk to them, it's always MF this, MF that. Man, they talk so crazy, man. I'm talking about these people talk ignorant talk. The same people that don't believe that Yahushua is the Most High Son. It's the same people. These people go straight crazy. They nuts. They are plumb nuts, man. And you know what? The thing is, they don't even think they nuts. They think that they doing this thing the right way, man.
Even though the Bible keeps saying over and over and over that God sent, Christ is telling you, God sent me. I came to do the will of the Father. So completely, I'm just gonna ignore all that right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an insert. But you know what? John 3:16, man, the right way. That God so loved the world of Israel that he gave his only begotten son. God so loved us so much that he sent his only begotten son down here to be sacrificed for us. If we believed on him, though. See, we got Christians looking at the scripture the wrong way. But when you look at it in a proper context, He telling us if we believed on him, because he sent his son, because he loved us. He ain't just say he just sent them. He said God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Now Christ repeated this over and over and over and over and over. But the most popular scripture is John 3:16. But when it's broken down correctly, it tells you God loved us so much that how many of us love something so much that we'll give our only begotten son? Come on, man, that's deep.
Guess what? But we have our forefathers like Abraham that stood up and did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have our Father which is in heaven that did that for us, man. And then we don't show them the same respect, man. Go to John 1:1 right quick. John chapter 1 verse 1.
The book of John, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word,
Mm-hmm.
and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
And the Word was God. Read on.
The same was in the beginning with God.
Because this is going into your house shot, man. The same was with God, man. Read.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us.
Okay, your house shot was made flesh, and he dwelled among us. That was the Word of God. So when you had a problem with Christ, you had a problem with the Father, because he was the Word of God. So what he spoke what God said speak. He didn't speak his own words. Whatever God put in his hand, just like we just got finished reading, God put this power in his hand. So when he spoke these things that he was commanded to speak. He didn't speak his own word. Go back to Matthew chapter 17. And verse 6. Matthew chapter 17, verse 6.
Matthew chapter 17, verse 6. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid.
He said, when the disciple heard Yahweh, the God the Father, speak out the heavens, telling them, hey, y'all listen to my son, they fell on their face, man. Read.
And Yahweh came and touched them and said, arise and be not afraid.
Now Yahweh had to calm them brothers down. Because they know they messed up, because they wanted to make build some altars, man, for these three. And then most I like, no, don't do that. Y'all better hear my son. Read.
And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Yahweh only.
But when they lifted up their eyes, they only seen the King of Kings, man. That's all they seen. That's us in the last day. When we lift our eyes up, that's all we should see. Look at the light at the end of the tunnel, man. That's what we should see. Read.
And as they came down from the mountain, Yahweh towards them, saying, tell the vision to no man, until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead.
Now he telling them, don't tell the vision which y'all seen, because y'all, you know how Israel is. Well, they seen something like that, boy, they can't wait to go home and tell somebody. What? He like, man, look at you. I call Nehemiah every day. Nehemiah, man, guess what? Fall around your house, huh? Boy, let me tell you.
What do you do?
I was like, man, he told me not to tell nobody, man, but hey.
You gonna tell that part? No, brother.
You ain't hear from me. Guess what happened?
He told me not to tell nobody, man. But that's just what we do, though, man. But that's what I was trying looking at them like, man, I don't think they gonna tell somebody. They gonna tell somebody.
We heard the Father's voice.
Yeah.
What's that?
Man, you know he told him. Matter of fact,
I saw Moses.
you ain't lying. Yeah, Moses, everybody was there. What this?
Big kid.
I can't find it precept, man.
They got
see
that
something
version.
Oh,
Acts 21. Yeah, I can't even find it. It's still fun. Matter of fact, Acts chapter 17 and verse 21. You know he said something. So that's what Israel like to do. This is one of our characteristics.
Yeah,
Acts 17:21.
Acts chapter 17, verse 21. For all the Athenians and strangers, which were there, spent their time in nothing else, but either to tell or to hear some new thing.
Ain't just Israel. We just want to tell, and we want to hear something new all the time. Hey man, what that precept be? Hey man, go on break that down, folks. But we want to hear it. We want to tell something. We also want to hear something. Hey, we watch the news. We watch the news just to hear it, man. All of us. Hey man, hey, did you hear what they said on the news? Like, no, man, I ain't hear, man. What they say? Man, we want to tell. We want to hear something. That's how.
It's always in the black neighborhood.
Shock you, Israel.
And in the black community, you always had that somebody that was a Channel 4 news. You know, they was always telling you everything. But while you was at work, this what happened, boy. You could always find them. I mean, it was every neighborhood. I know didn't y'all grow up with one? Didn't y'all grow up with one? Yeah, and every neighborhood was always one. Same thing. They were doing, there's always one son back here, the same people, doing the same thing. Girl, let me tell you something.
Hanging out their window.
We about to fall off. And that's just what we do, man. We want to say something or we want to hear some new thing. That's how our life live, man. Go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Matthew 7. Start at verse 20. Matter of fact, I want some more on that. Go to Matthew 7:17. I want some more on that.
Listen up, Israel.
Listen real good.
Matthew 7:17. Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit.
Because when he bring forth good fruit, brothers and sisters that diligent in this truth, guess what, man? They thrive. And man, what you want, bro? You need something? They thrive and they thrive and do the work, man. They always bring forth good fruits, man. Read.
But a corrupt tree brings forth evil fruit.
But when they corrupt, you see what happened when they corrupt, man. Sometimes people like to have them corrupt seeds. They like to try to spill on other people to teach them you lazy, so you won't teach everybody around you to be lazy. And there's a lot of people do that in this walk.
You sinning, so you want everybody around you to be sinning.
And what that's doing is you teaching people according to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 20. You teaching people to sin. You're not exceeding the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, because we are very much some of the same seed from the scribes and Pharisees, and we have to exceed them to make it to the kingdom, according to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 20.
Let me get a precept real quick, going back to that fruit, because what brings forth the fruit in you? Give me 2 Ezra chapter 3 and verse 20. I like 2 Ezra's answer. Right?
I like Wisdom of Solomon too.
I like all of it. Oh, good, buddy. I like that.
2 Ezra chapter 3 and verse 20. Let's see what brings forth fruit in you.
Go to 2 Ezra chapter 3, verse 20. And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
That thy what?
That thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
The laws of God is what brings forth fruits in you. When you apply God's laws, guess what? That makes you want to do the work, man. You know, because guess what? That is doing the work. Coming to the Sabbath. You know, celebrating all the the high holy days. You know, these things is what bring forth fruit in you. Wearing your fringes, sisters dressed in order in modest apparel. These are the things that brings forth that fruit in you when you applying the commandments or the laws. Go ahead, Art.
On that. Let's go. Go back to Matthew chapter 7, verse 18.
Matthew 7 and 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Mhm.
Hold on, read that again.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
I want him to read that again because I come to the realization of something. A lot of us, as good people in this truth, was good people in the world, like to our people. We may have did some bad things. You can't, like this brother right here. I know this brother he may have did some stuff in the world, but I know he was good to his people because he extra good to his people in the truth. And what I come to realize, a lot of people coming to the truth, they don't never shed off that old man, and they be faking and shaking. And then after a while, you see that person that they was in the world because they still being that person. So that tree can't bring forth good fruit because they never changed their ways. They only disguise. And when you really was raised right, no matter what you was doing out in the world, you still treated your people good. So you got that good, you a good tree. Then you come into this truth and it just blossoms. And you really see, because now you bring yourself to being humble. And you bring yourself to doing the law, statutes, and commandments, and it just really shows how good a person you really are. But I've come to realize that a lot of people really be suppressing it and covering it up. But after a little while, that thing revealed itself, man. That tree wasn't good in the first place.
And guess what? That's why a lot of times people be bashing camps, especially Facebook Israelites. Because for you to join a camp, guess what? Over a period of time, people start to see how you really are. So you see, if a brother trying to sneak out to go smoke a cigarette or something, eventually it's gonna manifest itself, or how he deal with his wife, or how he deal with his mouth, or how a sister deal amongst other sisters. Eventually, those things start to bring forth their true fruit. So a lot of times, that's why brothers like to bash camps, because they trying to hide sin a lot of the times. That's why we tell brothers and sisters, beware of these things, people that bash camps. You know, they got some secret sins that they don't want nobody to see, and furthermore, to correct them on. Go ahead,
Comment on that. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 7. And they definitely hit on it, because like Ox said this last week, man, and that's a true statement. You see, after 5, 6, 7 months, they learned a few precepts, they get puffed up. And it's even some of the, man, and I'm just being honest with you, even some of the leaders, man, we pray to the Most High, man, that them brothers repent, get their spirits together, because sometimes people get in this truth, and the Most High give people positions, and that puffed up spirit comes out of them, man. Man, pray to the Most High that them brothers repent, man. We love all Israel, man.
But I just think the Most High, he be purging it out.
Yeah.
He purges it out. It may take a few months, but eventually they go ahead and move around, man. We ain't running nobody off.
That's right.
Brothers have that problem. Then, oh, well, you know, I see brothers, they coming in and they leaving out. Because the Most High made that revolving door.
That's
Right. Go get him out of here, man. He know that tree wasn't good fruit.
Proverbs 28:1.
And it's gonna manifest into the rest of the congregation.
Weed and tares.
So we don't want that to happen. That's why you see brothers and sisters leave out this camp, and you were like, dang, that was a strong brother, that was a strong sister. Yeah, so you thought. The Most High know we can't use them though.
Yep, because guess what? They going home. Same brothers, they can't shake that smoke. They can't shake that hormone. They can't shake whatever they did that old, like I said, they can't shake that old man. When your spirit went up, when your flesh went over your spirit, here you go, loop the loop. You finna see it happen. When people's spirit went over, when your flesh went over your spirit, you will see it. Because that person will change. That person changed. And when they change, sometimes they ain't able to come back.
I'll tell you this. I've been knowing these brothers for 5 years. They've been the same exact way the whole time.
Whole time. Never no change. And it's true. I'm talking about never, no change. No change. The same person.
I changed yesterday.
You the same as yesterday and is today.
For real. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 17.
Chapter 7.
Yeah, he mad to put some depends on. Well, God. crazy.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
Because guess what? He said all these trees that don't bring, when these trees don't bring good fruit. Hey, that's why Yahweh Shai, hey, when he cast that tree down to the ground, that fig tree down, won't bring forth no fruit. That was a similitude showing us on how that was one of the miracles he did, but it also was a similitude showing us that's how he gonna be doing us in the last days. That's how he gonna be doing us. When you don't bring forth them good fruit, you're gonna have to cast your way. Read on.
Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
You said by their fruit. When you see a brother doing their work, when you see a sister doing the work. I don't know how y'all feel about how y'all was. Man, I feel like I did enough bad stuff in my life. I try to outwork everybody. I feel like I got to outwork you, man. Because I feel like I did so much stuff in my life, man. Look. Hey, I was one of the best of them. That's all I can say. I did. That's why, man, look here. If anybody ever knew anything, but I'm gonna try to outwork you. I ain't gonna lie to you. You can try to keep up with me if you want. You're gonna be tired because I don't sleep.
You don't sleep. He don't either, boy.
I do not sleep. You can try to.
Get a precept right quick.
I don't precept that thing.
That is so true, man. I always say this. This is like one of his hit sayings. And every time he said it resonated in my mind. I'll be like, man, that's so true, man. As hard as we went in the world, and we know how hard we was in the world, man, whether we was out there swinging in the club every Saturday and Sunday, we was out there two-stepping in the name of love every Friday and Saturday. Whatever we were doing, we did it.
Brother Nathan, yeah.
We did it to the best of our ability. I'm talking about wing tip shoed up, you know what I'm saying? Went to the cleaners faithfully, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't right, we taking it back. A little more starch on that, brother. A little more starch. What we did everything as hard as we possibly could in the world. We got to go 10 times harder than it's true, man. Like we say, we trying to catch up, man. Like I told brothers on the last class, I'm 36. I said that. I'll praise the Most High. I've been in the truth 2 going on 3 years, so I got a big balance of weight when I was wicked. almost 33 years of wickedness, trying to catch up with 3 years of trying to live my spirit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So man, I got a whole lot more catching up to do, man. Read this out.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 28.
Bring it out.
For as it was your mind to go astray from God.
That's all it was. In our minds, we didn't know the Most High God. We didn't know who our God was. We didn't know how he acted. We didn't know what we had to do, the requirements to please him. We didn't know that. We just thought, man, we go kick it, be a real nigga this Saturday and shoot. Go to work Monday, you know what I'm saying? So read on.
So, being returned.
So when we get back to the law, statutes, and commandments, back to being an Israelite woman, being a tribe of Judah, a tribe of Gad, whatever the case may be, when you come back to the law,
seek him 10 times more.
do what?
Seek him 10 times
So
more.
we gotta make sure we go stupid hard, man. You go dumb hard, whatever you want to say, whatever attitude, whatever you want to put in front of the young children.
Holy hard.
Holy hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we go real. We got 10 times, and we gotta seek him as hard as we can because, man, you know, we got a lot of catching up to do. I say that, man.
That's right.
That's all I want.
We do.
Good preaching.
We do. And guess what? The main catching up we supposed to be doing is obedient. Y'all want to learn these scriptures? Obedient. Y'all want to learn? Y'all want to love God? Obedience. And what's his obedience? His law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Everything goes back to his law.
That's right.
Obey his laws. You want to learn who God is? Obey his laws. You want right to his kingdom? Obey. Man, this is simple. But we make it more complex when we do go up on our own accord, when we lean on our own understanding towards things. Let's go back, Matthew chapter 7. Oh, we finished it.
Verse 21.
Verse 21. Did you read?
We'll read 20 again.
Uh-huh.
Matthew 7:20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
It's gonna be a lot of people that wasn't in this walk, and it's gonna be a lot of people that's in this walk that's just not gonna make it to the kingdom because they refuse to shake that old man. They just not gonna make it. We can't condemn nobody. But we are gonna judge you according to this Bible, because like the Lord said, we can't judge the smallest matter. How are we supposed to judge the world? We're gonna judge you correctly in how with the scriptures. And guess what? And if brothers see fit that we doing something the wrong way, that's why we keep our number in the description below. And all these classes, everything that we bring out, call us. We open invitation. But one thing about it, you're not gonna call us with your own vain opinion and tell us something. No, you're gonna have to go through these scriptures and you're gonna have to show this, whether it's right or wrong, what we did.
That's what you're not gonna do.
Yes, what you're not gonna do. So we're gonna have to, like I say, we're gonna have to open this book up and see what it's talking about. Because the thing is, all of us, we open for correction, but you got to correct us through the scriptures though, not through how I feel. Read verse 21 again.
Verse 21, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Which is in heaven. He said, he that do the will of my Father, he that is obedient to the will of his Father, man. He that keepeth the law, statutes, and commandments. This is all going into obedience of God's laws. That's how we make it there, man. All of us woke up because guess what? Once we woke up doing God's law. We continue to walk in His faith, doing God's law, being obedient to what God tell us to do. Because sometimes we get in there, man, I need to go over there and I need to go in there. Could everybody hear it? Man, that's a commandment. I'm gonna cut everybody. It's not a commandment, brother. Just do what this Bible say to do. Those are His commandments, man. Those are His commandments. Come, give me Revelation chapter 14, verse 12.
You going back?
I'm going back. Revelation chapter 14, verse 12.
Book of Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh.
In the faith of Yahweh. Look here. These are the people that's gonna have right to the tree of life, man. We got to keep the faith of Yahweh, man. Even when, man, look here, man. Some of us, we don't know who we were in regeneration. Even some of us might have been there when Yahweh was put on the cross. We probably was. We don't know. We probably was the one said get was born of this instead of Christ. You never know. You just might be one of them people. So why wouldn't you try to go extra hard for your God? Man, look, if I was one of them people, Lord, you know I'm working hard, man. I'm trying to work, Lord. Please purge out some of that thing, man. And even the old man that we fighting off, that's part of our obedience. Is fighting that old man off, man. These people have a right to the tree of life, man. Go back. Oh, y'all want some more on this? Go get some more on it. I'll praise to the Most High.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Because there's a lot of people out here that's standing on the corners right now, and they prophesied it in the Lord's name, man. Hell, I'm be honest with you, I might be one of them. Lord, I promise you. Hey, if I could testify in front of all the nation of Israel, I won't make it, man. And that's why all of us should be. We got to humble ourselves down. That's right. With too much stuff going on for us not to, man, look here. He told us don't be dismayed at signs in heaven, but he told us to watch for him, though. He told us to watch for him. We see what's going on. He purging the world out in front of us, man. And this puffed up state that we in, we better come up out of it, man. You better show that obedience, man, and humbleness and meekness. For real. We don't,
and in thy name have cast out devils.
And some of them cast out devils, man. Well, they say, ooh, that brother can bring that word, man. You think that brother gonna be there? That brother be right there in the lake of fire line. He be over there, so look at him. I told him I knew the big boy gonna make it. Hey, brother, I think you're the wrong line. This line is short, man. Look how big your line is. No, brother. You never know. Hey, we got to pray again. We got to pray for that thing. I hope we ain't one of them people that's gonna catch that lake of fire, man. But I feel like, Lord, I hope we all can make it, man. Read on now.
and in thy name done many wonderful works.
Mm-hmm.
And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Ooh, hold on. Don't read that like that, man. Don't read that like that, man.
So,
That hurts you, man. Hey, man, hey. Read that over again. It got to hurt me a little bit more, man. I'm about to go and do some push-ups. I'll read the Bible or something.
Verse 23. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Ooh.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
I think my eyes done got corrected now. I can see it, man. My eyes done got corrected. I can see it now, Lord.
That's the hardest thing you don't want to hear.
Man.
Don't want to hear. Right there.
You get a precept right quick.
Man, go on precept it, man.
Yeah, the book of 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 26.
That's hard, man.
Read the 28. Man, this is crucial. We talking about how the Most High, he's saying that.
Hold on, my bad.
What you got, son?
Wait a minute, before you read that. Verse 23. And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Oh, Lord.
One more time, huh? Yeah, I done did all this.
Boy, that thing there, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm laughing, boy, but that thing there brought some tears to me, man. That's hurtful, man. That's hurtful.
You literally can just think of a couple situations where you like, that's what he talking about. Okay, yeah, somebody doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is saying they doing this in the name of Yahweh, but at the same time disrespect.
That's hurtful, man.
That's song.
Yeah. More than ministers. The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 2, and verse 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there should not one of them perish, for I require them from among thy number.
So those servants, those ones that always had showed their good fruit, man, they gave up their good fruit. He said, I required them. I'm always had them, and they ain't gonna perish, man. Read on.
Be not weary.
Be what?
Be not weary.
You know, a lot of things going on today in the world. Brothers and sisters out here straight weary. Corona this. They gloved up. Face masked up. Hey,
And them the one I'm scared of. I see you with a mask on. I'm like, ooh.
get you a mask. Brother, I don't want a mask. You don't want a mask? You got this stuff. No, but I'm good. I got that Yahweh. I got that most I got. I got it. Said, but be not weary. Weary for what?
For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful.
Others shall weep and be sorrowful. Those ones that he said, yeah, man, depart. I never knew you, man. Read on.
But thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
But we shall be married. Those that's obedient, like I going into those that obedient, we shouldn't have to worry. Should we be worried? Because we know we're being obedient to the Most High God. He said, but others shall weep and be sorrowful. These brothers out here pushing these other doctrines. Then when they get to the gates and the Lord say, yeah, now brother, you in the skip line. Like, yeah, the skip line to the lake of fire. Yeah, them brothers, yeah, they gonna be weird. They gonna be real weird. They stay in this Bible, but read on now. Yeah, you in the skip line. Oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the lake of fire, skip line.
The heathen shall envy thee.
The who?
The heathen shall envy thee.
But what?
But they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord.
So if we making sure we obedient to the Most High God, man, these viruses going on, that swine, that whatever, flu, whatever the case may be, man, we ain't got to worry about it because they won't be able to touch us, man. And that's what they looking like now, man. These Negroes ain't catching it. What's going on? But that obedience that the Israelites are doing right now got the Most High tricking them these diseases back on them now. You know what I'm saying? So we just sitting and we wait, be patient, and be obedient to the Most High God, man. That's all I want.
Let me get Psalms 91 and 5. Just to let it back off the ark. Pass it back to the brood, man. Like God said, if we know who we serve, like he said, don't be weary. Be not weary. Why will we be weary when we the ones know that we working for the Most High God? We know that we doing his will. We know that we on his side. So he on our side. Because he ain't a man that he should lie.
Right.
So why we finna be running around here panicking for? He told us to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So that means be smart. But don't be sitting up here acting like the people who don't have no connection to the Most High.
Right.
Read that out.
Psalms 91 and 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day.
We ain't gonna be afraid of the terror by night because you should be in the house anyway. You should have your butt in the house. Or the arrows that fly by night. That's them bullets. I mean, fly by day. That's them nuclear weapons. That's them bombs. That's them bullets. That's whatever. We shouldn't be afraid of none of that because we know that if we doing the will of the Father, that where we hopefully gonna go. Read on.
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
Nor for what?
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
That coronavirus. Read on.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
1,000
shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee.
It ain't gonna come by us if we keeping the hedge of protection around us by doing the law, statutes, and commandments. Read on, huh?
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
That's what we gotta remember, man. We gotta give the Most High's glory. If people dropping from coronavirus, this is the Most High showing His glory, man. He gotta show His glory. How else He gonna show His glory on these heathens for us?
That's right.
If he ain't making them drop dead. Come on, man. We shouldn't get caught up in this stuff. We should sit back every time it's a natural disaster happen. I'm getting some popcorn.
Raise it.
Because I'm finna watch them
raise
cry about how much money they done lost and how many people done died. And we know it's the Most High sending them hurricanes.
Give me a pallet of Sean.
Give me a pallet of Charmin and a pallet of water, please.
Raise it.
Read on, not read verse 9.
Verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge.
Which is what?
Which is my refuge. Even the Most High, thy habitation.
If we making the Lord our refuge and the Most High our habitation, what is we worried about? Then if you worried, then what is you doing this for? That mean you ain't got faith.
Yep.
Come on, man. Go ahead out.
Go back to Matthew chapter 7, verse 23. Got to read that one more time before we get up out of there, man. Gotta let this sink in, man.
Meditate on that.
For real, man.
And we ain't talking about the Buddhist meditation either. Some people believe in that.
Because guess what? You doing that, flipped out your dang on mind. I'm here to tell you that.
I'm gonna make the CD scratch. Again.
Matter of fact, we're gonna jump to verse 22 and we're gonna read it down to 23 again.
I'll pray. The book of St. Matthew, chapter 7, verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Man, it's massive. You be on them street corner every Sabbath, man. And the Lord tell you that, man, like, you know what I'm saying? You did all that work for nothing, man. You just ain't gonna make it. But I seen you when you went home, man. You hey.
Yeah.
All that stuff you might have seemed like you were doing good in the class. Everybody thought you was a good dude, but I seen you at the house. I seen you.
Out there on the corners perpetrating.
Yeah, that's right.
You having secret hate in your heart.
Yeah.
Because
beating your wife.
It's just too much. The thing is, in Israel, you shouldn't even do the Day of Atonement if you still mad at somebody. You shouldn't even be keeping the Passover if you still mad at somebody, because you're supposed to be purging out the old leaven, the leaven out of your house, but the leaven inside this house, this temple. You should be purging that thing out too. That's the first leaven you got to get rid of, man. And then you got to get rid of the leaven in your house, man.
That's one way we know people faking the shape. We done had how many days of atonements that went by, and right after the Day of Atonement, brothers talking down on other brothers. I'm like, bro, didn't you just do the Day of Atonement?
Man, but last year he did, brother. You just did it. But last year, brother, did you just do the Day of Atonement? Okay, then. Give me Romans 16:17. We got to mark you, call the bit. Hey,
Mark you, they call the vision, man.
Mark him. Give me 2 John verse 6, right quick. The last precept. So we got to be obedient to the Most High, man, and we got to respect who His Son is, man. We have to. We can't get this thing twisted. We have to respect God and what He set up and the obedience He put on the earth, man. Read that out.
2 John chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after His commandments.
Uh-huh.
This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it.
And we supposed to walk in it, man. This is the commandment that we was walking in from the beginning, man. Read on.
For many deceivers are entered into the world.
Because many of them, there's a lot of deceivers entered into this world, man. Of our people, because in Saint, look here, man, want to transgress the laws. There's a lot of people want to do this. Read.
Who confess not that Yahweh is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist.
So when they talk against Christ, you are antichrist. Read.
Look to yourself, that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward.
Because the full reward is the kingdom and all the glory, or the full reward can be in the lake of fire. You can choose a side, man. Read.
Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Christ.
Because guess what? When we just read, it said, Christ is my son. Hear ye him. Read.
Hath not the Most High God. He that abideth in the doctrine of Christ, he has both the Father and the Son.
Because just when he had the Father and his Son and the Son, man. Read.
If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine.
And do what? Read that part again, Doc.
If there come any unto you, and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house.
It said, don't even see these people into your house, man. Because guess what? These people, when they go against God, they go against his Son, man. Read.
Neither bid him Godspeed.
Don't even bid these people Godspeed, man. Ain't nothing you can do for them, man. What God gonna do for him but put that boot on his back and tell him, man, I never knew you. Lake of fire.
Skip line.
Skip line. Read.
For he that biddeth him good speed is part. Shalom. For he that bideth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds.
See, hold up, read that again. I want that to sink in, man. Read.
For he that biddeth him Godspeed.
But when you bid him Godspeed, read.
Is partaker of his evil deeds.
And you are partakers of his evil deeds. We're not gonna be that way. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, can we bounce up to 9 again and read that?
Well, read that mug.
Read verse 9 again.
I say he won't.
2 John 1:9. Whosoever transgresseth.
Whosoever do what?
Transgress.
See, that's what I wanted right there. Because before you even get to bringing another doctrine, them people is transgressing the laws of God. They transgressing the laws of God, and then they want to come and try to go against Christ. That's how we know what we're dealing with, man. And he called them antichrist. And there's a lot of antichrist running around here. Contrary to the doctrine of Christianity that say it's one antichrist. No, it's many antichrists here, man. And they've been here. So we got to be aware of that thing, because they come here to tear stuff up, and they come in sheep's clothing, and we already encountered them. So I just wanted to bring that back up. It's like it said, and abide of not in the doctrine of Christ. Beware of these people, man, because it's going around strong. We in the last days.
Yeah.
They trying to turn the real Israelites against Christ and they God. While in the same time we trying to bring our people back to them, they trying to turn our people from them. Christianity did what it's gonna do. Now we in a whole nother battle because the Israelites is woken up. So now they got to send more firepower. The Satan got to send more firepower. Now we need to work them from the inside. Now we need to have them act like they Israelites and try to tear them up, because we in the last days. So along with these pestilence and these wars and these false Christ, we got antichrist running around here. That's all I want to finish.
Finish it out. Finish it out, man. Jump down. He said verse 11. Hit verse 11 again. See, he brought that precept, man. So I got to bring another one, man. My bad, y'all. He brought that precept. I got to go with another. Go ahead. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds.
Just go over page. We're going to go to Jude verse 4. Jude verse 4. We're going to read 4 and 5. This is the last precept.
The book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 4. But there are certain men crept in unaware.
Because there's a lot of people in the last days, they crept in unaware. But through your obedience, by you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you should be able to see those people that creep in unaware. That's the discernment that the Lord give us for obeying him, man. Read.
who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Because they are ordained to this condemnation. Read.
Ungodly men.
That's what they are. Because they ain't obedient to our God. They ungodly men. Read.
Turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness.
And those are the modern day pastors. Creflo Dollar, throw the money on the stage and do the Soul Train line through that mud. Read.
And denying the only Lord God and our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua.
See, they deny the Father and the Son. Read the next verse.
Verse 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this.
Because guess what? We knew to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. We once did know this.
Yeah.
To get there in our rightful position, you're gonna have to know that thing again, man. Read.
How that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not.
And now after he saved us out of this kingdom, he destroyed the ones that did not believe. And with that, we say shalom. You need the law, man. You got law. I got law for me.
You got it? You got one?
Yep.
Bring it out.
The book of 2 John, chapter 1 and verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
That's the love of our God, man. That's the commandment.
What was that?
2 John, verse 6.
I already went to it.
Those that done tuned in, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all got edified tonight. Man, look, obedience is how we make it to the kingdom, man. Love y'all for a second.
Yeah, I got it now.
Those that done gave to the GoFundMe, thanks for giving to the GoFundMe. That money will be used according to how the Most High tell us to use it, not how we use it for our own good or for our own gain. Passover coming April the 6th through the 13th. We still on regular schedule. We ain't on coronavirus schedule. We on the Most High schedule, man. With that, say shalom.
Shalom.
Captain